Just had some guy tell us, this is private property, get off the land. I'm like, really? Just taking my dog for a walk. Guy's like, can I help you? I was like, oh boy, there it is. Oh, he's still looking at me, man. I'm like freaking walking my dog on his land. He's still looking at me. Oh boy, he came all the way down here. Come on, buddy, let's go. Don't want to take a pee there. He came all the way down from his land up there, his house, to tell me, this is probably, I don't know, a quarter mile, I bet, that this is private property. Yeah, I wonder if that, I see that guy's big house back there. What an ass clown. Can you imagine? Come on, bud. I want to get off this land. Can you imagine? You get, I don't even know how many acres this is back here, but a nice little piece of God's, earth, and some dude is literally taking his dog for a walk and coming down here yelling at him. Saying, look, if I was drinking beers and shooting guns, that's one thing. I'm just taking my dog for a walk. Humanity never ceases to amaze. I thought the guy was going to say, hey, what's going on? It's a nice day. But nope, I'm sure he's out there with binoculars, seeing if there's any movement back here. Oh, boy. Look, man, I'm all about private property. Look, I'm a capitalist, a real capitalist, not a corporatist. I believe in private property 100%. I chuckle at the idea of some dude taking his dog for a walk is going to violate your private property rights, though. Now, I get it. Look, slippery slope, I get it. But he's right. He's got a right to do it. He's just nice. I can't imagine. I mean, look, maybe it's because I'm poor or grew up that way. Certainly not anymore. And that's financially not poor. Spiritual, certainly not poor if you live in the US of A. But I can't imagine telling some dude, like, get off my land, dude. It's private property. I just can't imagine doing that. Man. And again, if I was doing something to violate, like if I had shotguns down here, and like there's probably some bear down here, some coyotes. You know, there might be some whitetails running around here. I'm sure there are, but I'm not just like you got this. I just feel sad for people who, they get off my land types, and not because I think they're misguided in wanting to defend their private property. But they're misguided in wanting to develop a community with people who are enjoying what God has given them. Does that make sense? And just because you own it doesn't mean you should say, hey, no one else can be on here to take their dog for a walk. Look, this is not our neighborhood behind us is actually quite small. We only got 21 houses. This neighborhood's been here 8 years. It's not going to have all of a sudden, he's going to let me down here. Next thing you know, there's freaking trucks because there's no road. Look at this. There's no road. There's nothing. It's just a path. So it's not like one day all of a sudden he's going to be like sitting there thinking that, oh my goodness, now the whole neighborhood's down here. Those dastardly kids. It's just, dude, it's a piece of freaking forest. Some dude's walking. He's walking his dog. Oh my goodness. And I told you a story a few weeks ago about how Chloe was on the other side of the neighborhood, of a different neighborhood, the rich neighborhood. And this, if you look over here, that's pretty wealthy people back here. So our neighborhood, look, I'm not saying we're cheap. It's just relative to some of the other neighborhoods around us, our neighborhood is on the lower end for sure. But anyway, if you look back there, some of those houses back there are freaking well into the $1 million. And the neighborhood I usually walk in is well into the $1 million too. But anyway, so Chloe and her friends, I think, like I said, she was like 6th grade. They were just at some girl's party back there, and they were having s'mores and whatnot in the back. And they went to play hide and seek because the lights or the sun was going down or something like that. And like the neighbor, some freaking crusty old man, just flipped out, like, get out of here. I was like, dude, I didn't say it. I just, when Chloe told me that, I said, are you freaking kidding me? Look, he's got these signs all over the place. Stay away. And he probably did not like. This is my thing with liberals, by the way. And I'm sure this guy's liberal. And the reason I say it, because there's a road that goes into his piece, and he put up, it was Hillary. That wasn't Hillary. It was the left. Who was the lady who ran for governor? Stacey Abrams. That's what it was. He put up signs for her. And I've never seen that guy before. I'm sure it's him, though. Anyway, he put up a sign, and he always all the lefties up there. And what happens with liberals is they make money either by, a lot of times, not even by work, just simply by inheritance. I know this is gonna be like, oh, I can't believe you said that. And relax, dude. It's just my opinion. You can challenge it. I don't care. That's the way I look at it. A lot of liberals are wealthy, and they made their wealth from inheritance, and because of that, or they got money somehow, but they want to close up behind them. Once they make it, they don't want other people to make it as well. Does that make sense? Now, man, I could be mistaken on that for this guy. I don't think so, frankly. I think he's up there looking at me right now saying, oh, that guy's on our yard. Anyway, on our yard, on our forest. My theory is a lot of liberals make it somehow. And when they do, they want to close up behind them so no one else can join them. Because it is elitism. Like, we made it, we don't want others to be here too. And I bet that's the case with him. And so what happened is, I bet either he made money somehow, or he inherited somehow, and now he's got this beautiful piece of Georgia. And when this neighborhood went up back here, I guarantee he went down to county or the town council and said, oh, you can't build up back here. Oops, I think we went the wrong way, buddy. We went too far. You can't build back there. It's a beautiful piece of land. You hear this all the time, like in Portland, Oregon. And actually, any neighborhood. Come on, bub. You hear it all the time. You hear we actually overshot. My land nav skills are deteriorating in front of my very eyes. But you see it all the time. I'm here. I don't want other people to follow me. We need to stop building because of environmental damage. You're like, whoa. Wait a second. You didn't follow that yourself. I mean, you had to build your home. How come you get to build your home? And yet, when other people use their private property to sell lots so other people can build a house, you will go to town council and protest it. I hate that stuff. In fact, that's what happened when I lived in Dayton. I was on the planning commission, and these Mennonite farmers, a lot of them were poultry farmers. And trust me, poultry is not a very profitable farming enterprise. All right, now dairy can be, obviously cattle, but dairy was more profitable. And I think one of the reasons why is because they had the Dairy Farmers of America, almost like a union kind of thing, or at least a lobbying group, and they were able to restrict things. I don't know what they did, but anyway, Dairy Farmers of America were a lot more profitable than were the poultry farmers. So what happened is the poultry farmers would grow for Tyson's, or it used to be Pilgrim's Pride. I'm not even sure if Pilgrim's Pride is still around, and there's another one too. But they would grow through one of three entities and sell their product to Tyson's, who would take it wholesale, and Tyson's would take it retail. Long story short, so these Mennonite farmers, some didn't have any children, which would take over the farm, and they weren't making any money because poultry is it's a hugely labor-intensive business, and yet on top of that, it's not very profitable. So you work a lot of hours. You don't make a lot of money, and as you get older, it just taxes you. And so some of these Mennonites, and Mennonites is an Anabaptist religion, similar to Amish. People would think they're Amish, they're not. They're a little bit different. I don't know the exact difference, but there are a difference between Amish and Mennonites. But anyway, so these people would get older, have no sons to pass down the farm to. Yeah, they could pass it down to a daughter. Someone would have to do the manual labor, and as much as this is going to sound offensive, men do manual labor, women don't. Not all the time, I guarantee. I met some freaking hardcore women, but let's not be silly here. The vast majority of manual labor is done by men. All right, that's a fact. So they didn't have any person to pass the farm down. All right, and so they get some real estate developer and said, "Man, I'll give you freaking $500,000 cash money for that 20 acres you got there," or something like that. I'm just using that for an example. Or $2 million cash money for that acres you got. And the Mennonite farmer's like 62 years old, basically broke as a skunk, physically and financially, because he's not making any money. And he's like, hey, I'll take that. So the developer then says, well, we're going to put, freaking 40 houses up here. I'm just throwing that out there. And then the neighborhood across next door, who had just built their brand new neighborhood on the same premise, the neighbors there would freaking, raise hell's bells. They'd be like, no, you can't do that. We want to keep Dayton rural. And that's what they're doing here in my town. Keep Milton rural is what they're saying. And I just chuckled at that. I said, wait. How can you sit here in this brand new neighborhood with brand spanking new houses, brand spanking everything, and say keep it rural when your neighborhood and your house is brand spanking new. That's freaking. I mean, it's more than hypocritical. It's wrong because you moved here. Now that you're here, you want to shut the door behind you. That's wrong, dude. And I don't know about that guy. And I don't know about all liberals like that. Are there conservatives do that? Sure. But what I found is the Barbara Streisand effect. These big liberals, huge, rich liberals, they don't want riffraff next to them. Most conservatives are riffraff themselves, and they don't care. And most conservatives are blue collar, lower income. And when I say lower income, it doesn't mean they're white trash. It just means lower income. And they're just get by, but they're doing okay. The millionaire next door type. But it's the liberals who got the money, man. And they're the ones who sit there and say, no, I don't want your kind here. And that's kind of what that guy's doing there, in my opinion. It's too bad. But again, I've seen it time and again. I've had clients tell me that same story. Hey, guys. All right, we'll see you guys.